Well, y'all, it's time for my pal Jack Ingram to introduce you to a Texas singer-songwriter that deserves your attention. And when Jack speaks, we listen. Take it away, buddy.
Thank you, Ray. You know, we caught up with singer-songwriter Chris King at a weird period for a musician. He was riding high from his critically acclaimed album 1983, while at the same time working in the studio on his follow-up project. The good news is he was full of songs to sing and stories to tell. Here's an eclectic artist that we think you should pay more attention to. Avid Facebooker. What's up, Chris? Mr. Chris King.
In my homeland, I'm your fool. In my homeland, I am well known. But out here, I'm nobody to you.
The song Homeland is about the town I grew up in. It's a very small town, and it's about kind of the people you meet and the things you deal with coming from a small town like that. You know, it's specifically about my hometown, but it's also, I think, kind of indicative about anyone, especially who grew up in Texas in a small town, probably about their hometown too.
In my homeland, I am someone. In my homeland, I'm a fool.
I got into all this, I was living in College Station, going to school at A&M. There was a bar in Bryan, Texas called Third Floor Cantina, and we used to go and hang out there, and I asked the owner if I could start making concert posters for shows there in exchange for him letting me come to shows for free, which he agreed to. And so, you know, that morphed into me working as a bar back there. And then I met Jamie Wilson when she was playing with the Gougers. Got to be friends with her, did a lot of album artwork and concert posters for her, and through her I met a lot of people. And so that's kind of how I've weasel along my path, I guess, to where I am now.
Only 'cause I wasn't man enough did I lose my love. And only 'cause I wasn't strong enough did it all come undone.
Got another record coming out. It's gonna be my second full-length record. I did it with the same guys for the most part that I did 1983 with. John Ross Silva was the producer. It's a little bit of a departure, I guess, from a lot of my earlier music has more hints of my country-ish roots. You know, it has a lot of dance hall type country stuff, or it leans a little more in the country direction. Whereas this one, I wanted, you know, not purposefully wanted to make something entirely different, but the songs I was writing at the time ended up being a little different, so it's a little more rock and roll.
But as it is, I'm just a native son, born and raised and poured out on a state that's larger than I'll ever be, and it's a burden to my heart.
The reason, I guess, that this record kind of leans in a more darker emotional spread is because I'm in a really good point in my life right now, and I think a lot of people maybe tend to write same, you know, whatever they're going through, that comes out in their art. For me, it's always been the opposite.
I was raised to be proud of where I came from, and I was raised to be a gentleman, and I was taught to make time for my family, work when I can.
Like when I wrote 1983, it's all about home and hope and everything, but I was going through a really bad time, dealing with a lot of personal things, and so my artwork reflected the opposite. I guess it's maybe an aspirational type thing, but this record, you know, I'm doing really well, and I'm gonna, you know, and everything's healthy, and all the songs that are coming out are just the opposite.
In my homeland, I'm someone. In my homeland, I'm your fool. In my homeland, I am well known. But out here, I'm nobody to you. Out here, I'm nobody to you.